What is a biblical hyperlink that you just are like enjoying right now?
Yeah, so this is, again, I think Nigel and I both love how most everything, I'm just getting more convinced that everything relates to Genesis. There's a hyperlink everywhere to Genesis. In Genesis, we find, I hope we're all familiar with it. If not, go read Genesis. But like the first few chapters where it's the creation and then the fall of man. That's the scene that's set there. And in the garden, we have, in a garden, we have God addressing and really discussing with his kids about like what they've done. And at first it's Eve who sees the fruit, takes it, eats it, and gives it to Adam, who is with her. That's a whole other thing. And he partakes, and then God comes, and then they receive correction. There's a promise, and there's actually a lot more positivity in that chapter than we give it credit for. But if you fast forward, so like all the way down, however many thousands of years down the road to Jesus. Jesus was buried in a tomb in a garden, and in the garden, he comes out and he emerges, and there's people looking for him, and they find the tomb rolled away, or the stone rolled away from the tomb. And then you have this scene where Mary's left in the garden alone, and she's crying, and we find someone who approaches in a garden to her, and whom she thinks is the gardener. And Jesus, in a very beautiful way, meets with a woman first and restores the woman. And it's interesting that the first act of Christ, when he is raised to life in the new, kind of solidifying the kingdom of heaven on earth, just before the Holy Spirit comes, he restores the woman who was the first to sin.